What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking jerk baits. I'm gonna give you 6 underrated jerk baits in my opinion. Now these baits are not, best sellers at Tackle Warehouse. It's not the Megabass Division 110. It's none of those that everyone throws. Let's talk about them right now. Thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna talk jerk bait fishing. It's that time of year. I mean, really you could throw a jerk bait anytime you want, but this time of year, December and on, is great for a jerk bait when the water's cold. Jerk pods, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna give you 6 baits to check out that you may not have known about. Maybe you just never really gave them any attention. We're gonna talk about these baits. I've caught fish on each and every one of these, and I just looked at Tackle Warehouse. Not a single one of them has that little bestseller deal next to it. So these are baits that not everyone's buying just from that. I don't know what the criteria is to make a bestseller, but these are not. But they do work. So we're gonna jump right into it. So let's talk about it. The first one is the dual hardcore Minnow Flat. It's a 110 SP, and the reason this isn't a bestseller is because it's no longer made. So that's kind of a tricky one there, but it actually is available, almost the identical bait through yo-zuri. Yo-zuri and Dual Hardcore were kind of like sister companies, so they have that new bait, the 110 Minnow SP under the yo-zuri name. Looks identical to this. I don't know if it's 100% the same, but it's the same flat body design, works really well, but I don't have any of the new ones, but I've seen it up close. But I'm gonna just go ahead and put this Dual Hardcore in there, or the Minnow Flat, the 110. It's a great jerk bait, kind of underrated. yo-zuri, they have a lot of pro staffers, but you really don't hear a lot about their baits, but they are good. I like a lot of their crankbaits and their jerk baits, both from the previous generation when they were the Dual Hardcore, or just the yo-zuri 3DB lineup. They are good, and they're relatively value priced. Next one, we got the KVD jerk baits. This is the newer one, a sinking version, but this is just the regular deep version. Now this color is awful, honestly. I mean, it's not a very realistic color, doesn't look very good, but I have caught fish on this, believe it or not. I mean, it looks like I just drew it with a crayon on there, but they do have a lot of better colors. This is a really solid color, it's a pro blue, but these jerk baits, especially the deep diving baits, they get down really quick. That is the key with any deep diving jerk bait. That's really important, but they're really good for forward facing sonar or when you're really trying to reach deep depths. I don't know the exact diving depth of this. I want to say it's like 10 to 12 feet, but I mean, this is a sinking version, so you can get it as far as you want, but just the regular one gets you about 10 to 12 feet. Again, not gonna break the bank like Vision 110 or, a Lucky Craft or anything else. It's a lot more value price, and they do catch fish, even if you get some of these with these crazy colors, but they do catch fish. Next up, we got 2 different ones from Ima Lures, Ima Japan. This is the Ima Flip. It's a 110, they have a 100 size as well. I really like this, or actually this is the 120, and then you got the Deep Fry. So this one is kind of unique because it's kind of like a crankbait slash jerkbait. It's got that big bill like a crankbait. I have done really well with this, dragging it down, sweeping the rod, letting it get down there, and then jerking it. This thing will get way down there. So this is the Deep Fry. I've caught tons of big smallmouth on this especially. It really catches them. Same thing with the Flip 120. Again, it's being a 120, it's a little bit bigger than your 110s that everyone uses. It's also really loud, and it's got a really erratic action. So it's a different action than all those other jerk baits out there. So I have really had a lot of success with this particular bait. Got a lot of big smallmouth, largemouth. It's really good. Something that you don't hear a lot about is this Ima Flip jerk bait. Now the next 2 are more from traditional, higher end bait names, but they're just kind of under the radar. So like for Megabass, we got the X80 Trick Darter. I love this smaller profile, this nice tight side to side erratic action. Really catches them. It is a really good bait, the X80 Trick Darter. So perfect for when you want to show them a little bit something different, a little bit smaller profile, and it's still got that Megabass quality with the refinements of the colors and everything else. It's a really good bait that you don't hear a lot about. And then in the Lucky Craft lineup, the pointer, obviously the pointer's been around forever, really popular. This is the 128. This is a big one. This is a bigger profile, oversized profile. Caught some really big largemouth on this, even big smallmouth on this in the winter months. That's great when the fish are eating trout. That's why I like this laser trout color, or if they're eating big gizzards, something different. So these baits are all jerk baits that really work. They catch fish, but you just don't hear a lot about them. Everyone's kind of gravitating to the Vision 110s or the Berkeley Stunna or all these other baits that are really popular, but these are baits that are a little bit different. They kind of fill the gaps, like when you want a bigger bait, when you want something that gets down really deep, you got the the deep fry. When you need something smaller, you got the X80 trick darter. It's just good to have a variety, a lot of different baits, a lot of different profiles. That's how I approach jerkbait fishing, and that's why I have all these baits that maybe a lot of other people overlook. Instead of just throwing a 110 all the time, it's nice to have some baits that fill those gaps like I'm talking about. So which other baits are out there that are underrated? I mean, maybe you don't want to give away your secret bait, but what do you think about these baits at least? Let's do that. Let me know if you've fished any of these baits that I mentioned and what you think of them. Thanks for watching.